Stop feeling the need to have to document everything. Stop feeling the need to have to document everything. As I'm recording this and documenting this, but I sound like a hypocrite, but I'm going to talk about why this makes sense and why it's still okay to document. Just stop feeling the need to have to document everything, okay? I fell into this trap. I like to call it the documentation trap, the building a personal brand trap of recording everything, every moment. Everyone knows everything about your life, the highs, the lows, everything in between, the little moments that usually no one would see behind closed doors. Now you got a camera for that because you want to be transparent, right? You want to show what it's actually like on the come up as a soccer player, as an entrepreneur, as a pianist, as a painter, as a filmer. They want to see it all, right? That's what gets clicks, right? To show the success, to show the failure. It works, right? But at what cost? At what cost? You're going to look back 10, 20 years later, you'll have the videos to show for, and it probably will be nice to look back on. Your future self, kids, friends, to be able to see the kind of person you were and what you were up to. I mean, that is pretty cool. We didn't have these things in my hand back in the day, back when my parents were my age, But if you're like me, you've probably grown up with one of these for a large portion of your life, or at least in your adult life. And you don't know any better. You don't even remember what it's like to create, just to enjoy the process. An artist doesn't paint on the canvas with the expectation of making money from it, to make millions. An athlete is not training in practice with the idea in his mind of, I need to make the NBA, I need this outcome. They're training to get 1% better each day. The entrepreneur is building their business to improve, to automate different things, and to move the needle each and every day. They're not thinking about selling their business for 6-7 figures just yet. And that's how you have to approach your life. Not just your career, but your life. Whatever you like to do. You like to write, you like to read, you like to build things with your hands. Maybe you're an architect. Maybe you're some sort of creative. I like to think we're all some sort of creatives because we're all creative people. But you get what I'm saying? Stop trying to create just to be someone you're not, or someone that people are thinking you are. What's the point of that? Think about it in your head. Weigh it out, the pros and the cons, and the layers, okay? One path you go down, there's all these layers to it, right? You choose the path of documenting everything, okay? Within that path, maybe you go viral, maybe you don't. Let's just go down the path of virality, okay? Maybe you have money too. Where does that lead to? That leads to you being way less present in your life, probably overwhelmed by people's opinions of you, thoughts of you. That will probably lead you to being inauthentic, to being someone you're not, because that's what gets more views, of you being this exaggerated version of yourself. Okay, you get views, you get money, but again, at what cost? When do you realize that maybe this life is not meant to be doing that? Okay, I made the money, I got the views, but I'm still chasing it. Because it never will give you true fulfillment. Now, I'm not saying you can't get true fulfillment by documenting your life. I think there's fulfillment that you can derive within that space, within this process of creating and documenting. But again, we're getting caught up in the idea of filming everything and recording everything. You're with your family, with your friends. It's constantly how could I get more content? How could I document this? And I'm not just saying this for other people, for what I think other people are doing. This is based off my own personal experience of constantly in my head of how could I document this? How could this turn into a viral video? Maybe we'll rehearse that. Maybe instead of doing this, we'll do that because that's what looks better for the video. Oh wait, maybe, can you jump off that cliff again? Because I didn't get that. You see what I'm getting at? It's inauthentic, and you actually lose energy from it. It's creating more resistance within you. It's telling yourself, we got to rehearse this. You're like an actor. You're literally like an actor, and that's what influencers are. They're actors. So anyways, that's path one of just documenting everything and being super inauthentic. And eventually you see where that leads. But path number two, again, I believe there's two paths in path number two. There's the path of not documenting a thing and just living your life and making money other ways and being super at peace with yourself and being like a normal person. I don't know, like there's so many different ways that you could go about living your life without documenting things. You can still create whatever you want. You could be a painter, or you could be whatever you want, and you could still use social media in a way of, collaborating with people and, just living your life how you want, whatever. Like normal people don't need to record. They don't care much for the content. They have other ways to make money, and that's their lives, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I completely respect those people and whatnot. But then there's another path within path number two, which is the path that I want to talk about today and really emphasize. And that's the path of, I like to say, like a dance between creating and just being in the moment and documenting. And also, trying to be in the moment if you can. But it's a little dance, right? I think in life, there's always a little dance of like going one way, going the other, and kind of rotating back and forth. And I feel like when it comes down to with creating and with building something and documenting, it's like, how could I be authentic and be my own self, and then maybe have a camera every once in a while, document the journey and show the process. But I guess it's just more so, it's hard to really put it in words what I mean by this, because at the end of the day, it's like, I know how it is when you're recording yourself and you're doing things. It's very easy to get up in your head of like, why am I doing this? This is not me, etc. But it's more of a feeling out process of what works for you. Some people, they could document their lives quite a bit, and I guess still they're able to be fully present within that container. That's what they say at least. I know how I am, and I'm somebody who needs time away from that, from all that noise. You know what I mean? And it's so important to think about this now of like, why am I creating? Is it for others? Is it for me? Is it for the society? Because if you're not thinking about this now, when are you going to ever think about this? It's just going to get more and more and more. More noise, more algorithms. The standard of followers is just going to go up. So if you got 1,000 followers now, before you know it, 10,000 followers will be like the new standard, the minimum, I should say. Then people who have 100K, 1 million will become the new 100K. It's a cycle. It's never going to end. And, I'm talking to myself with this. This is all really towards myself because I've been in that cycle of validation. I've been creating, not for the sake of creating, but for other people. And that magic has been, it's been crumbling apart. It's been disintegrating, decaying, you could say. And all what's left is this inauthentic expression of myself to share with other people, of what I'm doing, of constantly looking out there. Oh, what is the algorithm like? What could go viral? You know what I mean? Maybe I'll try this, even though I don't even like this, but hey, it gets clicks. Hey, people see it. Hey, maybe people want to become my friend. Maybe I'll be able to, connect with people that I probably wouldn't be able to connect with. You know what I mean? Because there are all these shiny rewards, shiny things to look at, from social media, and they do it purposely. The blue check mark, all the followers, all the comments, all the clicks. Are they even real people? Do we even know who the hell they are? Right? You may have all these followers. Do you even know who they are? If I told you their names, would you be able to really accurately tell me what they look like, how they act, what their true personality is like? Ask yourself that. I have, let's just say, 3,000, just over 3,000 followers on Instagram, okay? 3,000, that's a lot of people. Like, with Instagram standards, it's not a lot, but when you actually think about it, it's a lot of people. How many of those people do I actually know? How many of those people's opinions, do I genuinely care about? If they give me their opinion of, oh, Jared, I don't like this video of yours, or oh, I love that video, how much would that mean to me? Because oftentimes the answer is not that much. But when it's on the screen and they're hiding behind it, then it becomes a whole different story. This real life essence of you becomes pixelated, becomes almost hidden. And then you're just basically constantly seeking out there. And it's like you're looking into the mirror. You're looking into a tunnel, a black hole. You never can see someone in there. You either see nothing or you just see yourself. And usually you just see yourself. You see the insecurities, the need for more, searching for more, and it ruins the entire creative process. Because the magic in the creative process of creating, even recording videos just like this, it's being in the now. So I derive more fulfillment and enjoyment when I make these videos to myself right here, like just talking to myself. I think that serves me more rather than speaking and thinking about an audience I'm speaking to, or a friend, or anybody for that matter. When I write, I'm writing to myself. I'm not thinking about publishing on Substack and the algorithm and what people are gonna like. I'm just writing to myself. And it's hard to do that when you're still putting yourself out there, when this video is still gonna go on YouTube, when my Substack is gonna be posted on their algorithm on Substack. It's very challenging, because as easy as it seems like to just think about yourself and talk to yourself or your younger self, which is great advice, is to be able to talk to your younger self, it's always easier said than done. And that's why it's practice. Creating is always a practice of being able to get closer to that magic, I like to say, to the spontaneity of things. Less structure, more spontaneity, flowing, right? So anyways, this video and many more videos to come will be based off my Substack. So my writing I just talked about. I write about different topics, and this is one of the topics I just wrote about. I'm going to link it in the description down below. A Substack, which is literally titled the same thing as this video. I believe it's called Stop Falling into the Documentation Trap. No, I forgot the title now. I'm going blank. But anyways, it's just all about not falling into the trap of documenting everything. Oh yeah, it's called Stop Feeling the Need to Document Everything. There we go. The title of this video, duh. And yeah, give that a read if you'd like. I'm getting into writing a lot, and I recommend you doing the same, to create and just write. Don't worry about other people. And also make videos like this, because why not? You know, I am documenting, but I'm trying to be creating for myself within that container. It's a dance, like I say, but it's worth it. It pays off. See you in the next one.